my name is Maria and welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make chilaquiles. And chilaquiles comes from a Nahuatl word that I really can't pronounce, but I'm going to try, and it's chilaquilito. I'm pronouncing it all wrong because I don't speak Nahuatl. But what it means is chilies and greens, and it's a Uto-Aztecan language, Nahuatl, and that's the language that the Aztecs spoke. And so with chilaquiles, it's kind of like Mexican comfort food, basically, and it's great. If you have like something left over, like if you have some salsa left over, or if you have corn tortillas left over, and you just want to make something quick and something economical and yet delicious. And that's what chilaquiles are. They're fried corn tortillas, which I've got going on right now. And the fried corn tortillas are going to be simmered in like a brothy sauce. And that's where the salsa comes into play. So today I had some leftover tomatillo salsa, and so that's what I'm going to do. So it's going to be the Chilaquiles Verdes, which are the green chilaquiles, because tomatillos are green. And so that's what we're going to do today. And you can have chilaquiles for breakfast or for dinner, for lunch, whatever you want, and you can put whatever you want in there. If you just want the tortillas and that's all that's in there, that's fine too. A lot of people do that, where they just have the tortillas. What's really popular in Mexico is the chicken. You know, you have some shredded chicken in there, and I like to have it for breakfast. And so for breakfast, usually, like, you can do one of two things. Like, some people will have this, and then they'll just like crack an egg and just stick the egg in there, so it's like sunny side up, and cook in the chilaquiles that way. I like to have mine scrambled, and so that's what I'm going to show you today. And so I'm just cooking up the chilaquiles, the little corn tortillas that I've cut up. And so with the tortilla, as you can see here, I don't know if you can see this, I have taken the corn tortilla and then just used a knife to make like little chips. And you can do that, it makes it a little prettier. Normally, if it's just me, I'm just ripping up the tortilla by hand and just throwing it in there. But, you know, do whatever, you know, you want. If you want it to make it for somebody, then you might want like some presentation on there. So here I've got my chips cooking, and some people like their chilaquiles soft, and some like them crispy, and I kind of like both, like a crispy and soft. And because it's simmering in a brothy sauce, it's gonna get a little softer than what it is right now. So that's why I kind of like to crisp mine up. So mine are getting pretty crispy. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my scrambled eggs here. So I've got these eggs, I've salted them, and I've put like some pepper in there. And so now I'm just going to throw them in my chilaquiles, because they're ready. I'm going to let those eggs cook. I'm going to show you like a chip. So I don't know if you can see that I've got my chip kind of browned up, but it's not completely stiff. It's still like pliable and bendable. And so that's kind of how you want your chilaquiles. So now they're cooking in the egg mixture. And I am going to just scramble everything up. That's kind of how I like it. You can see chilaquiles are pretty easy. So I'm scrambling it up in the pan. And now I'm going to throw in my tomatillo salsa. So I'm throwing that in. And now I'm going to put like a little bit of water in there. And that's kind of what's going to make the broth for your chilaquiles. And the broth is, I just use water, but a lot of people put in like chicken broth and then they throw that in there. And so we're just cooking it. I just want to make sure that my eggs are cooked through, because if you're going to do it for breakfast, of course you want to make sure your eggs are all the way cooked while they're cooking with the chilaquiles. But if you're going to do it for lunch or dinner with like beef or with chicken, just make sure your chicken and beef are already cooked. And that's kind of like what makes it a special dish, because if you have leftover chicken or you have leftover carnitas or beef or something and you throw that in, it's just a good way of having another meal with your leftovers, and kind of makes it a little more special, because it's chilaquiles. And you know, comfort food, that's important in any country, right? So I think they are pretty much ready. So I'm going to show you what you're going to put on your chilaquiles. And of course you can put whatever you want, but traditionally you are going to have, they're here on the plate. And so now I'm going to put a little bit of cheese on here. And the cheese I am using, I'm going to show you the bag, because the cheese, this one is called queso cotija polvo, which is like a powdered cheese, a powdered cotija cheese, which is aged, part skim milk cheese. And you don't have to use powdered cheese. I saw this in the store and I just thought, oh, they'd look nice on chilaquiles. So that's why I got it. But you can put any cheese that you have in your kitchen, just throw it in there. And then you're going to put in some Mexican cream, because Mexican cream is good on everything, right? But on chilaquiles, I've made chilaquiles without Mexican cream because I just didn't have the Mexican cream, and you know, they're still good, but the cream just kind of really does it for me. And then I'm going to throw some cilantro in there. And the last thing I put on my chilaquiles is onion. And it's white onion that's going to be just cut up, and it's raw. And you want the raw onion because you want that kind of flavor that the raw onion is giving you, because it's kind of like cold and fresh and crispy, and that just kind of works really well with the chilaquiles. And so you can see, I hope you can see this, you can see those, the egg, and you can see, here we go, we've got our egg in there, and then our crispy little tortilla in there. And so, you know, experiment, try it out when you have some leftover corn tortillas or leftover salsa, and you're like, what can I do with that? Because it's not a lot, so maybe I just want to just throw it in with some eggs and make some chilaquiles, or chicken, or whatever you want. If you're a vegetarian, mushrooms work really well with chilaquiles as also. And so I hope you experiment, try them out, and enjoy them, because chilaquiles, you know, I don't even have to see them, and I just think about them and my mouth starts to water, because they are just really easy to make, as you can see, and very delicious. You can serve it with beans or rice, or just have it just like that. So I hope you enjoy your chilaquiles, and and have fun with them. Experiment with your leftovers. Might be some kind of creative outlet there with your leftovers to play around with. So thank you so much for being with me today, and I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you next time.